Hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna show you how to make sky in Blender. In this method, I'm not gonna use any image as a background. I'm gonna do everything inside Blender. So we're gonna do the daytime and add the cloud to the sky. Also, we're gonna do the nighttime and add the stars to the sky. In this method, you have control over the sky, like for example, animating the clouds or probably maybe animating between day and night if you want to. So what we have here, we just have some rocks and some trees. And if you go to render view, you can see I have one light here as a spotlight, and this is the setting. I'm using that one as a sun, and I have another light just filling a little bit like the shadow area. Let's start adding the sky to our scene. We should go to this menu, world, and we can do it from here, but we have better control if you do it from the shading menu. So I'm gonna select that one, and let's see from the camera if you press a 0 on your number pad, and let's change this one to the render view and change this one to the world. So we have these two nodes here. So as I said, you can do it from here as well, but here it's easier and you can see what you are doing. So for example, if I want to add the sky, I go here and sky. The same thing, I can do it from here. So Shift A and go to texture, and I can have same thing from here. So let me start turning on the shortcut. You can see the shortcut I'm using. So the shortcut is gonna show here, and let's start building our sky. So first I'm gonna change this one to this, the middle one, and we have the sky. Also, I want to have a little bit more control over the horizontal, so you can move it up and down. So if you select this one, and if you have your Ringler node activated, if you don't, you just go to here, preference, and if you type Ringler node, you should have this one. So just select this one and save the setting, and you should be fine to go. So by selecting this one, Control T is gonna add these two nodes. So if you want to move the horizontal a little bit down, I want this one to be 0.03, for example. In my case, that should be fine. And if you want to change, for example, the color of the sky, also I'm gonna add the color ramp. Shift A, color ramp, and add this one here. So now you can change the color to your liking. For example, this one kind of little bit orange if you want, like sunset time, and if you change this one to the blue, it should be fine. So this is depend on your liking, whatever color you put in here. Okay, and you can move this one up and down. So this way you have better control over the sky color. So let's add the cloud to the scene. So I'm gonna move this one a little bit to the side. So this is gonna be our sky, and you can control it. So let me just arrange our node a little bit better. We can see what you are doing. So I'm gonna move this one to the side, and let's add another node. So Shift A, and this time it's gonna be mix shader. Sorry, mix shader. So I'm gonna put this one here, and also another color ramp. So Shift A and color ramp. I'm gonna put this one here, and also another noise texture. Put one here, and also select this one and Control T to add these two for controlling. Okay, so let's connect these first. So I'm gonna connect this one to the bottom one and connect this one to here. So now it's getting a little bit darker, don't worry. Okay, let's connect these as well. So I'm gonna connect this one here, and let's connect the noise like that. And let's change this one, just if you want, for example, to animate it. So it's good time to change here, because it's gonna change that setting later if you don't do it. And you can control in the cloud by these two. So if you move this one, you can have more or less of the cloud. Now it doesn't look like nice. So let's play with the setting. So we can add more detail like this. Also, we can change the scale of the cloud. And also the other thing which is important, we can change the scale of the cloud. For example, this one is gonna be, I'm just testing, 0.02 like this. I think that's too much. Let's do point, and let's do this one as well. So 0.2. I think that's too much, stretching out. So let's make this one less. 0.1. So this number you just play with until you get the result you after. So I think I like this one. If you want less stretch on your cloud, you just make this number smaller. Like, sorry, I like this. So this is getting not stretch out too much. Okay, so you just play with this number until you get the result you want. And if you want to animate, you can animate your cloud by this. So this is moving very fast, but for example, if let's undo this, and then if you, for example, do hash and then frame time at point, let's say 1. Let's see how fast that's gonna be. It's too fast. So now let's change this one to 0.001, and let's see. You can see if you want to slow down more, you can make this one smaller number. I believe you should be able to do so. 0.0001. I believe it should be this movement as well. It's very hard to see, so probably make this number, for example, 2 or 3. Yeah, so just play with this number how you want to animate. The cloud is changing now, they are not moving away. So if you want to move the cloud to the direction you want, you play with probably maybe this number like this or like this. So it depends. Or the other one, which is Y. I think that's just changing also. So probably the good one is gonna be this one. And you can animate this one same way. For example, just to hash frame time point 00, for example 2 or 3. Sorry, let's see how they move. So if they move in fast, you can't change to bigger or smaller number. It depends the way you want. So let's make this one 2 and see. I believe it's look nice. It depends on your liking. I'm just gonna make it a little bit slower. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like this, because this is just giving you the example and the control over the sky. So now we have this as a cloud. So if you select all of these, so we can, I'm just gonna tidy up a little bit. So if you select all these and then Control J, it's just gonna put all these in one, and also I'm gonna select all of these and Control J and put them in one, so you can't rename them. So for example, this one, I'm gonna call this one sky, and let's call this one cloud, like this. So now we have the sky and also we have the cloud as well. So if you want to turn this to the night time, you just play with this color, for example, and this color for the cloud if you want, like for example, to not be seen at the night. But let's say if we want to do the night and add the stars, so probably we need another one for the stars. So let's do that as well. So I'm gonna add another mix shader. We can duplicate this one, so selecting this one and Shift D and move this one to here, and let's connect this one to the bottom one and connect this one to the end, like this. As you can see, it's get darker, but don't worry, you can change that at any time you want. I'm gonna show later when to show you the control over the sky. So let's add another color ramp. So Shift A and color ramp, and let's add another texture. Shift A. This time is gonna be Voronoi texture. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. So let's connect these as well. So I'm gonna connect this one to here and connect this one to this. Let's see, because my computer probably a little bit slow. So let's change the setting. So you're gonna scale this one until you get really small number. This is depend on your liking. And let's play with this one. So this is how you control how many stars you want. And you want to swap this color probably, because this should be the black and this should be the white. So you can't do like just changing color from here, or you just swap this color. So move to the other side like this. Let's play with the detail. So this is removing the star by the detail. So these two numbers you play with, how many stars you want and how big they are. So just play with the number. And also with this one, these two colors, they're closer to each other. Probably you should have less. Move to the side and move the black as well. I don't want too many, so let's scale them a little bit, make them bigger. I believe this is nice. I'm not sure how it's gonna look like on the screen when you look at this, but let's play with this number. Something like this, I believe is nice. So now let's play with the color of the sky, because it's very hard to see like this. So this is where you play with the sky color. So let's change this one to the dark bluish color. Something like this. And now, because it doesn't look night, because we have other light which is like a daylight. So let's change this one to the like a moonlight. So from here I'm gonna select the which is using the sun. I'm gonna turn this one to the like a moonlight. So by going to the setting, first we're gonna change this one to bluish color like this. Also this one to some kind of bluish color like this. And also this color is just like a kind of like a sun is just it's gone down, so you can change this color as well if you want to something more like a nighttime like this. So this way you have full control over the sky, as I mentioned. So this is let's put this one to one box. So Control J, and these are the stars. I usually don't want the video to get long, but sometimes there's no other way around. I want to explain the thing how it should be. So now let's move this away to explain to you what we have done. So basically this is the sky background. You can change the color and you can change the horizontal up and down by this. Also this is the cloud, and this is you animating the cloud, just changing the shape, and this is the movement of the cloud, so moving the direction you want. Also you can play with this one, probably maybe you have a different setting, so play with this as well if you want to move the cloud, like for example a little bit this way direction or this way. You can play with these two as well. Also you can have more or less cloud by moving this one on the scale and the detail as well. So if you move this one, for example, like this, you make them brighter and moving this way, because at night the cloud doesn't you can't see very clearly as the daytime. So that's another thing. And also these are the stars, and you can play with this number and these two to have a more or bigger or smaller stars. I believe the scene, it looks very nice. So let's go to the main menu, and this is what we have. Also you can play with these as well. One thing I mentioned which is very useful, for example, if you want to remove something, you just play with these two. For example, if you move this one to this way, you're removing all the clouds, you just have a clear sky. If you move this one to the side, probably it's not gonna look nice because it's just very black, so that's not useful. But just if you want like a pure clear sky without any cloud, you can do that. And also this is probably removing the stars like this. And if you want, like for example, to make the, when you do this, you want to make the sky a little bit darker, you could play with this color, and maybe you can animate them between day and night. I believe this is clear enough, and I hope this is useful and beneficial to you. Please support my channel for more video if you like this and see it's beneficial to you and anyone else. So I believe this should be fine, and I'm gonna see you maybe in the next time or other video. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and ask the question if you have any. So thank you very much.